Yeah, so I barely use the CRM now. I don't follow up manually. This one AI agent handles every single lead, tracks the pipeline, books the calls, all inside of n8n. And I've sold versions of this exact system to clients who are tired of messing around with CRMs because no one likes updating that shit. But in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and how you can build it yourself. All right, so let me walk you through how this shit works, right? So what happens is a lead goes through the form, whatever form you have set up for you or the client that you plan on selling this to. What will then happen is it goes through the form, it updates you, it reads through what exactly is going on, and then it puts them where they need to be inside of the CRM without someone having to manually go through it. And then it decides if it should book a call in with that person or if it should go through and send them through a follow-up sequence because they're just not ready yet. And as soon as the form goes through, it starts to pick up just like this. The form gets submitted, and then on the other end, it starts to run through. And as you can see on this screen, you're getting notifications on Slack with it updating you through the whole entire process of what it's doing. And then the CRM is moving itself with where it needs to go. Myself, and I've showed business owners this too as well, and they literally need it put inside their business. Because one thing is, a lot of people don't like moving around CRMs. It's boring. No one likes to do it, but it needs to be done. So we're going to walk through this step by step. Breaking it down at a lower level, we of course have a typeform trigger. You just need something to be able to get, the data and the information in there. And that's how we set up the trigger for it to start. Then what we have is we just have it sent through Slack. You can have it sent to anything else like Telegram or anything. This can be preference. But what I like is I like to be able to, on my phone, even if I'm away, since of course automation is practically doing everything for me, I like to be able to get the notifications on my phone just to be up to date. Because sometimes you're not at your laptop looking at the CRM, and you shouldn't be staring at an automation on your screen all day. So that's why we make sure we get a notification sent. And you can even send yourself an email, whatever you want to do. This is just how I have it set up here. Now we have super smart AI agent that definitely won't replace me. And what this does, it's connected to Claude, and what it does is it takes the typeform data and it reads through it so it can score the lead. It literally scores leads. So, and I'll go into it a little bit later, but the reason why it scores leads is because if a lead is like a hot or like a warmish lead, they get booked into a sales call. If they're not, they get put into this sequence that I've set up for a lot of other clients. I don't use the sequence as much, the other clients use it, and it works super, super well. After that, I like to segment it off like this. So we have where the magic happens and the super smart AI agent and the notifications. This is like, think of it like the first half. Like this is the first, like, okay, they come in, let's organize it before we go into what we do next. After, let's say we have like this whole organization down over here. We already had the lead come in. We know what type of lead it is. Are they hot? Are they cold? Are they warm? Whatever they come through. Then we go through the CRM. Now look, I'm going to give you guys alternatives, right? It doesn't matter what the CRM is. HubSpot is what I'm using here. Go high level, you can use. That one works completely fine. If you even want to use a Google Sheet to do it, you can. It doesn't matter. The reason why I have it set up like this is because we create a contact. And what we do is we create the contact with all the data. After you create a contact, the reason why I have find a contact here, I know some of you guys might think, like, I'm very transparent. Like, I'm not an AI nerd. I don't want to make shit harder than it has to be, for real. Like, it honestly defeats the purpose. But I'm telling you right now, like, you do need this because it won't be able to update the exact content. Like, right, we want it to be able to move without us having to touch it, right? So we need to be able to do this. So what we need to do is we find the contact, and what that looks like is you just make sure it's equal to the same exact email. I do email because no one is going to have the same email ever. There's going to be other Marks out there. There's going to be other Johns out there, and you want to do this effortlessly because, right, if you want to be able to sell stuff like this, there can't be flaws in the workflows. So you want to make sure that it's effortless. So make sure you do the email. Once you do the email, it will go through, find the contact with the email, and that's how you know you can get it. And then you go on to update contact. And what you do in update contact is you set it up with the deal name and then the deal ID. And the deal ID, the reason why is because then again, we don't want to do any names, anything that could be replicated or it's like close. We just do the ID. There's like a small ID that you get inside of the CRM that they tag every lead with, and we want to use that number. We want the data that can't be skewed. It's super important. Then what happens over here, now look, it's super simple too as well. Like you can sell this for anywhere between $1,000 to even $10,000 depending on who you're selling it to. Clean CRMs are super, super valuable. Listen, I've literally been a part of businesses doing 7-8 figures a year, and trust me, they really do care about their CRMs. Here, the reason why we have it split up is because inside of here, I have it split up depending on if it's hot or warm, right? They're gonna go up here. And what that is as you can see right here, we book a call in with them. It goes down here if they're cold. As you guys know, business is business. Who wants to waste their time with cold ass leads? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, no one wants to do that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to split it up. When we go through and we split it up, here we just have it set up. We just drag this over here. Contains hot, or if it contains warm, right? Before, as you guys could have saw, all the way over here, it contained hot because this is a hot lead that just filled it out. What happens is it now goes up to here. It updates the contact again, and what it does is it gets put into high intent. This is where it's moving around. So like you'll have a lead come in that'll go into apply, and as soon as it goes into apply, there's no one wasting, like there's no sales rep or anyone wasting their time in the applied, because if they're unqualified, it's going to move them into applied, yes, but then moves them right back into unqualified. So everyone will be where they need to be, right? What happens over here is while they're in applied, that's great, but if they're a hot or warm contact, then they get moved out of applied and they get put into high intent, which will then signal to the sales team. And this is how like the other businesses I'm working for and working with run it, is it's like, oh, okay, like definitely hit high intent if they haven't booked a call yet, or they like the book call just hasn't worked yet, because not everybody is going to book a call. Like you have to be realistic here. So after we have that set up, now we have a AI agent that writes emails. And what we're going to do is we're going to write an email for it to go in and book a call. All you need to do for the going to book a call, what I like to do is I like to prompt it, make it write out a certain email, and then you can just take your Calendly link or whatever you use to book a call. I use Calendly, and then you drop the Calendly link and you just CTA to it. So it's like, oh, hey, you have been selected, book a call below at the earliest available time. And then the AI agent will also drop your personal link in there. So that way, now you're going to go through and be able to book a call. And then in another automation, what I have set up just to make it easier is when a lead does book in a call, I have another workflow set up for that, and then it moves that same specific lead. It finds that lead via email because they would have booked in with the same email. Then it goes over and moves it in the CRM. But we're just doing the first regular CRM workflow that we have here. And then last but not least, for a chef's kiss, we notify ourselves in Slack as well. What it looks like if it's false, like if it's a cold lead, we just go through and then we just put it through a simple email sequence. Like over here, what happens when they're unqualified, what we then do is they get, of course, updated in HubSpot or the CRM. As you can see, when you go through, there's no data here, but it will then be send them over into unqualified. We get notified in Slack again because we want it updated on our phones, and then we pump them through a email sequence here. Super simple stuff. So now that you guys see that, what we're going to actually do is we're going to go through and make this shit on the video together. And it's going to be super fun. So check this out. All right, let's get into the fun part. We're going to speed run this bitch, making it for ourselves. So what we need to start it off, you need some type of form or whatever you're going to use to go ahead and just like pull information from, and then people like putting in their information. Typeform is the best. So we're going to go through and use Typeform. We ain't gonna waste no time here, guys. When we go through, we'll actually disconnect this and have this because this one already has data in it. We're gonna make it easier for ourselves. So once they go through and they push it through the type form, we're going to have this as a trigger. So it's going to just trigger off every time someone fills it out. Makes it so much easier for us, and it happens at real time. After we have that trigger set up, these are just the notifications. Slack is preference. I personally like not having to be on my computer. That's why I'm making AI agents. So I like to have my phone and see exactly what's going on in real time and just like feel the business through my phone. So I use Slack because I have all my clients in there and my business in there too as well. So through Slack, what that looks like, I'll go ahead and paste this over here. But what that looks like is you'll come through, you set up your Slack account through this pencil through here, message, send, user, and then I have it set up as me. Simple text message, and then I have it moved over to expression. What these green things are, if you guys don't know, what it is it has all the data in it, and this has it set up to where it doesn't change. So I put a bunch of just like a random email, random number, and everything in there. But what this happens is if I if I put my real information in there, or if I another lead comes in here, the information coming out here will change, but this doesn't have to change. And that's the way that we can literally have automations that we never have to go back into creating. And that's what we want. We want to build airtight automations that don't have to be changed. After we do that, I have another Slack message that gets sent over, and this one is updating me, and this one's just for the CRM. And as you can see inside of here, same thing, but we just have it set up as new CRM update. And the reason why I want this notification as well is because, we got a new lead, but I also want to make sure it's doing its job. So if under every new lead, I want to be able to see a message that says the CRM was updated. Who doesn't? So let's go through and test these so we can just make sure we're passing the data through. After that goes through, we're going to go to the fun part. The fun part being, and the fun part meaning is we get to play around with some AI agents. I love always setting up a AI agent in here, but we just tap that plus button. We go over to advanced AI. It'll be right there, bro. AI agent. And then we go down to define below, tap expression real quick. Cool. Before we go in and we prompt it and tell it what we want it to do, you need a chat model connected to it, and that's like a ChatGPT or a Claude or whatever. You can see them in here when you press the plus button. I use Claude. It's done wonders for me. I love it. I recommend it. But they do charge you like $5 to set it up. If it's not a problem, get Claude. If it is a problem, I got you, fam. You can use OpenRouter. OpenRouter is another one, and you can get it for the free. And I'm going to show you. It's like a back door. So once you go into your search history, you pop over to OpenRouter, and then you just go straight hard left. And when you go hard left, you take prompt pricing and you drag that bitch all the way to the left. Wait, I'm fucking it up. All right, yeah, you drag it all the way to the left. And when you drag it to the left, what you then have here is you go to DeepSeek. This is the one that I usually use. Slap that API button over here. Slap it again. It'll give you a key that you should never, ever share with anyone. Then you go over here, and you set it up by tapping that pencil, pasting it in there. It'll be like connection set up successfully. And then you'll have a working chat model, right? That error will go away, see? And then after, in the chat model, all you need to do is you can, of course, copy and paste mine. Don't worry about this coming red. It's doing that because there's no actual data connected to it anymore. When you paste it in here, it'll work. Watch this. I'm practically like a not so super genius. Look, it pops in green there. Of course, like I said, OpenRouter is good, but as usual, if you want, you can use Claude. Let's test it and see the response it gives us. And what we're doing here, remember, what this is it's pulling all the data, it's reading through everything, and then it's saying what kind of lead is it. Like, is it a hot lead? Is it a warm lead? Is it a cold lead? Super important. Like, think about all the times, like, business owners or sales reps or whoever is going through and they're looking through leads like, this is shitty. This is trash. Oh, this one's good. Okay, I want to quit my job. This is bullshit, right? This is replacing that. You don't need this anymore. Let's see what it spits out. Reads through it, says that the lead is a hot lead. Like, hot isn't temperature-wise. Like, it's not attractive. I don't think it can do that yet. I'm going to work on it soon. But it'll say that the lead's hot. After that, now we go into the main part, like how we're actually automating the CRM. So what that looks like is just tapping that plus button. And then I'm using HubSpot. doesn't matter though. Like you can use Go High Level, you can use whatever you feel like it, but I'm using HubSpot. So you can go over there into create contact. I usually type it in because HubSpot has like, bro, 40 different things, dog. It's just kind of confusing. After you go over into create contact, what will then happen is you set up your HubSpot account, same thing, pencil, resource contact, operation create, or update. Then we drag and drop the email. Hey, when you're doing this also, can you please drag and drop the email from the bottom, just because like that's the richest data that you want to use. So, and you want to kind of use you kind of want everything to be, in sync. So drag and drop the email over here, and of course like that, what that looks like is just dragging and dropping that over there. Drag and drop the first name, drag and drop the phone number. That's all you really need. If you want preference, you can put the notes in there. Honestly, it's up to you. I don't, but you can put the notes in there. It doesn't really matter too much. After you do that, then what we're going to do is it'll go ahead and just create a normal contact. But creating a contact isn't where we stop though, because after a contact is created, that just means now we have a new lead in the CRM. What we need to do next is find contact. And I promise, I'm not overcomplicating this shit, because trust me, I don't even want to overcomplicate it myself, but you need to have this or it's going to kind of just like grab anybody and their mom, and that's kind of not what we're doing here. We wanted to automate the whole CRM, so we need to do find contact. Same thing, go over here, HubSpot, and then you just look up find contact. Super simple. After it does that, we go over here, we'll make sure we connect it so we can have the data. What that'll look like is same thing, contact, now search. We turn off return all, and then we put the limit is 1. We only need 1 because this triggers 1 at a time. After that, the filter to find the 1, we have it at email, and then we have it as equal to, and then same thing. We pull all the way from the bottom. This is going to be a pain in the ass to scroll on the bottom, by the way, like in like 2 minutes. We do email, and I'm going to explain it to you so you guys can learn. I want you guys to be able to learn this so you guys are experts when you sell this. The reason why we do email is because we can't do first name, simply because there's going to be leads in the CRM that both have the name John or both have the name Chris. It's bound to happen. We want to have the richest and the cleanest data. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the email, because no one is going to have the same email address as someone else. Like, that isn't possible. So we're going to do email, because that way it's cleaner. So what it'll do is it'll go through, it'll find the lead by email, and then now it'll have the specific lead. And I'm going to show you the method behind the madness. And honestly, bro, this shit's pretty easy. Like, we're almost literally 80% done already. Wow, that's fast. Now, what we do is we update the contact. And the way you find that is same thing we've been doing, but you just do update deal. The reason why I have set as deal is because my pipeline is like the deal pipeline in HubSpot. So we click on that, resource deal, operation create, deal stage, name, or ID. So these are all like the deal stages that I have in the CRM. And let me show you a blank CRM. So as you can see, this is the butt naked CRM that we're going to use for testing. We have an unqualified pipeline, an applied pipeline, high intent, call, booked, follow up, closed. Super simple. Going back over to Superfy CRM, we have the same thing over here. It's an applied. The pipeline name is test. And then we do the same thing. We drag and drop over like the deal name. So we'll just do it by email. We'll have it set up by email. And then right here, this is important. Deal ID is important because when you do find contact, if you don't do it, it doesn't give you the ID of the contact. So it's very important that we have the ID so we can be able to update it. I tried doing it with email. It doesn't work. I don't know. I don't honestly know. This is what's working. So just do this one. It's super simple without any coding or any of that other bullshit, because I don't even know how to code, bro. We go through here. We drag and drop. That'll be here. The top of the ID will be here. What will happen is when we test it, it'll go through. Once this goes green, it'll update in the CRM. We'll just give it a second. And once the workflow finishes executing, we'll check the CRM. We'll refresh it. And then, boom. As you can see, it'll update inside of here. Cool. Now we are 80% done. So now what we're gonna do is, this says if, but the way you actually find it is it's actually if here in the search bar. And then once you go through, make sure it looks like this: contains hot or contains warm. And then what we do is we need the lead scoring data for it. What you'll do is you'll scroll down, you'll find it. Just make sure you're just looking here for it. It'll say AI agent pretty soon, fairly soon. And then you'll be able to drag and drop it in here. So here, what we do is you just drag and drop it into both. Cool. I'll just go ahead and test it and let it run real quick. And then what it'll do is true, since it is hot. And now we're doing this again. We're updating the contact again. And this is how we're getting it to move over. So like I said, and the way this CRM works is if a lead is hot, we're doing it by ID, of course. But if a lead is hot, we move it into high intent. So now what will happen is it'll go through here. We'll probably just have to give it a refresh. Boom, just moves over by itself. Cool. Moves over into high intent. Now we're rolling. Now we're getting active. Now we get the email AI agent. Now we're gonna take that one. Oh hell no, I didn't want to bring this. Okay, no, wait. It just, sorry, the font just looked weird. Cool. Now we have it prompted, and prompting is super easy. Like I keep telling everyone, like you can honestly prompt shit in ChatGPT, bro. Like tell ChatGPT what you want. Tell it it's for AI agent, and you need to prompt it. And then you can prompt it like that. That's literally what I do. And it's been working wonders. Now, once we go over, we just want to make sure that we have all that set up here. Email writing agent. And this is for the one to book a call. So just make sure you can just be like, also CTA my Calendly so they can book a call. I'm not gonna leak my link. Like you can just be like, the link we're sending them is, and then you put the link right there. Super simple. Just a step. Cool. And once it does that, it'll print you out a email. And now, of course, we just need to be able to send the email, of course. Send. Cool. And then what we do here. Okay, brother, forgive me for this, guys. Like I said, I just like it to be clean. So we can scroll down all the way. And I told you it was going to be like a pain in the ass in 2 minutes. We can scroll down all the way and paste it in. And then we can just have it to, you can create your own subject line, honestly, here. And then scroll all the way back up. And then when you're scrolled all the way back up, you just make sure you go ahead and you can paste this down there. What it'll do is it'll send off the email. And then you'll book a call. And then what I do is, as always, I just update it with Slack. Like I said, this is a preference for you guys as well. Let that execute and then have that set up. So now let me click through it. There we go. And then we can just drag and drop that score from the AI agent over into it. All right, cool. Now once that is done, now we have it set up to where it'll go off and start sending and booking calls by itself and updating it by itself. What it'll look like if it's not is we have it set up like this. And guys, it's the same thing. It's honestly, I'm gonna leave it to your preference to be able to figure out like how you want to do the email sequence. I'll probably end up putting some email sequences in the email too as well for you guys to see as well. But for example, just for time's sake of this video, what this looks like over here is gonna be the same thing. It'll go over here. Let me just click through this. And I have it set up the same way. Put the ID in here, put it on unqualified, and if a lead is actually unqualified, what it'll do is it'll drag it over to unqualified. Well, for call booked and closed is I have like if someone pays on a payment link, it'll move over to close. That's in another automation somewhere else. And then if someone books in a call, I have it. So like they'll book in a call here, but I have another automation set up to where it's a trigger. So if someone books a call, it'll go through, find the lead, since it'll be in here, and it'll move over to call booked. So the whole thing is being automated in full time. There's no one that has to touch it at all. Cool? Cool. And just to show you guys, first, if you guys want to be able to sell this to someone, bro, type it into ChatGPT. I already know what ChatGPT is going to say. It's going to be like, oh, it needs you need to sell it to solopreneurs, or honestly, you just need to sell it to anyone that has a ton of leads, because I know for a fact they're not managing the leads. I have been a part of so many businesses that have this problem. That's why I created this for myself and then other businesses. Let's ask ChatGPT. Cool. So we'll go over here. We'll literally ask it a question, and it's going to say the same thing. Solopreneurs, anyone that's super busy. It'll say anyone that's selling high-ticket, coaches and consultant. A lot of these people are honestly content creators nowadays. Boutique like marketing agencies, web design agencies, anyone that deals with a lot of clients and they want to set up something. Real estate agents is a big one too as well. I personally have sold it over into here. A lot of high-ticket coaches and B2B consultants, but there's a lot of opportunity to sell it to other niches too as well. And it doesn't just have to be this. And you already have it here. In the resources, I'll also put in a copy and paste workflow that you guys can paste. And of course, if you guys need help and want to work with me one-on-one to help you build unique agents and sell agents too as well, I can help you with that too. But until then, take care. Thank you for watching this video. Peace.